NFTs are about to change an awful lot. If you guys have not been following what has really been going on over the past couple of years, NFTs been going through quite a wave, to say the least. But in today's video, I wanted to talk to you guys a lot about what I think will be the biggest NFT wave coming up in the near future by far. I'm also reclining today, so if you guys like me sitting back, think it's more chill, let me know. So what we are about to see is, in my opinion, the biggest NFT surge by far ever. And I'm not saying this because I have a particular stake in this, because I don't. In fact, I own none of the NFTs I'm going to show you guys in this video and have no involvement whatsoever in what I'm about to cover. But if you guys do have the budget, in my opinion, this looks like to be the best spot. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the thing we're talking about, of course, is Coinbase NFTs. And Coinbase is obviously the biggest crypto platform ever. You guys know this. And what makes Coinbase so amazing in this sense is the fact that they have really captivated more people and gotten more people into crypto than anyone ever has in history ever. And this really, when compared to even something like OpenSea, absolutely dwarfs OpenSea in every way, shape, and form. And what this means for NFT collectors is that millionaires are going to be made from this. There will be people who own nothing now that will be turned into millionaires from Coinbase's NFT launch, and I can prove it. Because the first thing we have to do when we talk about this is, of course, the fact that Coinbase has an absolutely astronomical amount of users, like an astronomical amount. So take any NFT platform. Let's look at OpenSea, because OpenSea is the biggest. Right now, the biggest NFT platform out there has roughly per month, and this is, in terms of active traders, and of course, this is just an estimate, but per month has around 300,000 people. And you guys can see, this is a lot. This is a great deal of people, but it's definitely nowhere near the amount of people that Coinbase actually have on their platform. So when we look at the actual Coinbase platform itself, you guys can see. You see this number? 73 million. That is 73 million verified people who actually have Coinbase accounts. That is ridiculous. Not just ridiculous, that is incomprehensible in comparison to OpenSea. And out of these 73 million, if 1/73rd of the Coinbase users got interested in NFTs, and of course, it's going to be a lot more than that, but if 1/73rd got interested in NFTs, that would still be more than 3 times the amount of people that currently use OpenSea per month with Ethereum NFTs. So that just gives you a little bit of perspective in terms of the amount of actual scale we are talking about here. Before I move any further, guys, it's time to talk about Webull, one of my all-time favorite platforms for trading both stocks and crypto. I love it. Definitely check it out. Top of the link down below in the description. If you guys click my link, you guys could potentially get a free share of Apple or a free share of another stock. But for the next few days, they are giving away some Apple, I heard. So definitely go ahead and check it out. Top of the link down below in the description. Of course, it always does help out. All right, so you want to get into these NFTs. You want to try to find them before they explode even more. And of course, once Coinbase actually gets this exposure out there, some NFTs I'm sure will rise and some will flop, but I definitely think that some of the ones that Coinbase are planning on listing are going to do extremely well. So you want to get on this. What's the best way you could do this? Well, I have a very straightforward answer and a not so straightforward answer, but either or I think should work. So the first answer that comes to my mind is, of course, the very easy one of just going on the Coinbase NFT Twitter and looking at what they're talking about, because they are mentioning a ton of different projects they're launching here. You guys can see, of course, they are going to list them, of course, on their website. They're doing threads of all of the different collections they're listing. Now, some of these collections are not out yet. Some of them are already out on, you guessed it, OpenSea. So I could go to Gutter Cat Gang here if I wanted to, and I'm sure that once this gets listed on Coinbase, this will go up. Now, I don't know if it's going to go up from now until then. It may slip a little bit, and maybe after it gets listed on Coinbase, it has a flash crash. Who knows? It's hard to tell. But I'm sure of one thing. The one thing I am sure of is that some of these collections that the Coinbase NFT Twitter is talking about are going to explode for a short period of time. Whether or not they are sustained, it's hard to tell. But I definitely think that after looking at something like Gutter Cat Gang, if you did have the 4 Ethereum to spare, this doesn't look like a bad thing to do. Again, this is completely out of my budget, but if you're someone who does, I think any of these projects that are listed on the Coinbase NFT Twitter may be good to look at. All right, so the second strategy is a little less straightforward, but is still important. So this is Coinbase Ventures, which you guys can see. They essentially showcase all of the different things that they are investing in. So Coinbase is going to talk about all the different projects that they're interested in. Now, the majority of these are not NFT projects, but there are some that, hey, OpenSea, take a look. There are some of these here that are absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, related to NFTs. Now, it's hard to say whether or not they will continue to invest in them in the future. If the fact that they're investing them means they will succeed, I'm sure a ton of these will flop. But the fact that Coinbase actually has their money into this when they have, as you guys I'm sure know, a ridiculous amount of volume, a ridiculous amount of employees, when they have such a massive company like this, the fact that they have chosen these select things to invest in is pretty good. Now, in theory, if you wanted to look through all of these and find one that you think has a lot of potential in the NFT gaming space or other NFTs, metaverse, there are tons of different ways in which you could look at what Coinbase is currently investing in, and you could go and look through these, and if you find one that has something to do with NFTs, you could find it, you could buy it, and who knows, maybe it'll perform well in the future. It's hard to tell, but knowing that Coinbase has their money behind certain things like this, Horizon Games or Audius, it's very hard to say which one of these will ever branch out into the NFT industry, but there are definitely some immutable virtual worlds. Really, I mean, that sounds a little metaverse-ish, doesn't it? You know, there are tons of these here you could look through that will probably have a corresponding NFT that you could definitely get interested in. Now, a common thing that so many people have been talking about in the comments section of some of my videos and on Twitter and whatnot is the fact that NFTs are not real art. And this debate has been going on for the longest time, and I want to give you guys, at least in my opinion, what I think the long forecast should be. Because, of course, we are still, in my opinion, in the early stages of the entire crypto bull run, the NFT run and whatnot, but it's hard to say in 5 years whether or not every single 10K generated profile picture project will be popping off, because I really don't think so. What I think will happen is, just like in the real world with real art and things like that, you will have some NFT projects that are good and will be sustained and will be always considered desirable, and some that won't. Some that will be considered bad and copy-paste and will tank down into nothing. That's to be expected. I think anything, no matter what asset you're interested in, could have that ramification. You could find a stock that is a garbage stock that, you know, eventually people lose interest in. You could find a cryptocurrency that people are not interested in anymore. And NFTs are the same thing. So I don't think that NFTs in general are dead as a genre. I don't think they're dead right now. I mean, when we look at the volume, it's pretty clear they still have quite the long ways to go. I mean, in the first, couple of days here of December, there's already been, a ridiculous amount of NFTs sold. And of course, when we look at our monthly active traders, you guys can see already there have been 72,000 people just on OpenSea so far in the first couple of days here on December. And of course, when we look at the previous months, these graphs look amazing. The activity, the interest, it's there. And of course, the fact that the Coinbase Twitter is continuing to pump this and talk about this, the interest is there. I don't deny that. Now, what I am concerned about is whether or not people over time will again be interested in shelling out an absurd amount of money on 10K profile picture projects that no one is interested in. The biggest thing I think that we all have to consider is, why did I buy this project in the first place? Why did I buy this NFT? Did I legitimately like the art? Did I legitimately think that the project had a good roadmap? All of those things are worth considering, because if you don't consider that and you just blow all your money on these garbage NFTs, these generative profile pictures that all look the same and are copy pastes of each other or whatnot, if you blow all your money on that forever, I don't think you'll find enough winners to compensate for the losses you're going to experience. If you buy 100 NFTs, I'm sure some of them will be winners. I'm sure, but out of those 100, are you losing more than you're winning? That's really with anything. And again, any asset, NFTs, you name it, I'm not a financial advisor, is speculative. Any asset in the world. So what's important to note is that, again, NFTs, like real art, some of them will lose their value. In fact, I think a lot of them will lose their value. But the stuff that's getting listed on Coinbase, I think has a future. The stuff that is listed on OpenSea and is getting ridiculous traction, ridiculous traffic. You could look at some of these and see the volume. It is ridiculous. Do I think Bored Ape Yacht Club is going anywhere? No, not in any foreseeable future. Do I think that Decentraland is going to randomly implode tomorrow? No, I don't think that ever happens. In CryptoPunks, do I think CryptoPunks are just going to vanish overnight? The Mona Lisa didn't vanish overnight like that. That's crazy to think. So there are tons of different options here on OpenSea, on any other place that I think will be around for a long time. It's my goal, it's your goal to try to find these projects before they make it to the front page of OpenSea and before they make it onto the Coinbase Twitter. Now, how do you do that? That's up to you. It's tough to do, but I do think there is a lot of merit in trying to find a project that, again, has either Coinbase behind it, and there are a lot of ways to see that Coinbase is behind it. You could go through their Twitter, like I mentioned, or you could go through the Coinbase Ventures, website here. Of course, you could check Coinbase Ventures and go look at all the different things that are being invested in. Or you could just go look through OpenSea and find something that is good. You go look on Solana and find something that is good. There are tons of different places. You go to FTX. There are tons of different options out there for you to find NFTs you genuinely think are good. But I definitely do think the best is yet to come. That's the point of this video. The best is yet to come because we haven't seen this yet. We have not seen Coinbase NFT yet. And that, to me, is going to be the biggest thing we've ever seen. So with that being said, guys, thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe for more daily NFT videos. Name's Matt. See you all on the next one. Peace.